Okay. Well, I mean, that's unfortunate. I was gonna say, at least our gauntlets are doing some pretty good deflecting. Flum the murderer! Oh, Jesus, I think you murdered Flum the murderer. That's not good. I love how as we're falling to our death, gets healed. Yeah, about that. I will say, I do like that this is an emotional thing for him. Like, he's getting revenge on, like, his homie's murder. Like, dude's a douchebag and his homies were douchebag, but still. Look at that. That's some fucking alt form in a video game, man. You crank out your alt and you're just doing some insane shit for like 30 seconds. Genocide arts is wild. Yo, what is this Eren Yeager attack? She really enjoys the cuck chair, you know what I mean? Like, I really think that's her thing. Sometimes she thinks she shouldn't watch, but she kind of gets off on the idea that she isn't a bother. You know, three's not company here because the third wheel doesn't really involve themselves too heavily. They sit quietly by, sipping on their tea. The it's like, it's borderline hilarious, but I can't deny how unnervingly creepy it is listening to it, seeing what we are. You know, I honestly can't get over the fact that this girl has an ability called genocide arts. I really had to do a double take. I was like, surely that can't be what it is. And to be honest, lived up to the name. I thought it was a really clever ability with how it struck down its opponents. And to be honest, it did feel like we were wiping out a group of people, so I mean. But the thing about this show is that I've really enjoyed it since episode 1. And to be honest, I thought this would have been one of the shows that had a very easy time remaining semi-popular because whether you like it or not, the more violence the show has, the more it keeps the average monkey brain viewer engaged. But it also had some pretty interesting character arcs and romances and different stuff, so I felt like it had a pretty big pool overall. But to be honest, this show, it kind of fell off very quickly, and it's a shame. I've been really enjoying watching it every week. I took a little break from covering it on YouTube just because people really stopped caring. But to be honest, I feel like we failed as a community. It doesn't matter what day of the week it airs on. Doesn't matter if it's on the same, it really doesn't. This type of show, 5 years ago, would have been so much more popular. What happened to this community, damn it? Why can't murderous lesbians pop off the same way, especially when you actually have pretty solid character writing? Like, there's this element of sweetness to it for sure, but it's just this going against the world and seeing such impossible odds stacked against you, and a girl with nothing but cursed abilities overcoming the curse of the world by utilizing said cursed abilities is such an engaging concept. And honestly, the actual romance between the central two is really engaging, and yeah, I mean, all the little Yuri elements they're adding towards the end, I'm fucking sold on this show. I'm absolutely loving it. And of course, you know what to do if you got this far in the video. Drop a like, share, support, subscribe, ring that bell if you haven't already, and Patreon. You can catch my full live reactions to all these episodes and more. We do cover it every single week, even if we don't cover it every week on YouTube. Also does help fund the channel, videos just like these, so if you enjoy my content, do consider supporting. So this dude has been kind of like the bane of her existence ever since we met, and it turns out he basically had blackmail on like a lot of guards, which is why he was able to probably do most of the scummy shit that he did do. And even though a lot of the people who followed him probably could have killed him at any point in a one-on-one, he had the general support of his group, so ultimately you're not going to cut off the head of your leader unless you're ready to fight probably half the people, and killing half of your people probably makes it so you're not as strong as you once were. And after, you know, just surviving ever so slightly, I mean, bro basically had a shield that felt like it could have been pulled from Assassin's Creed. He's grappling hook, he's heals himself. This big son of a bitch comes in with all the guards and says, hey, because you can't even beat a little girl, I'm gonna be leader now. Like, talk about loyalty, huh? The only reason he never did this himself, because he could have killed this guy at any point, but the only way to properly get rid of him is to have an excuse. Power imbalance, baby. That was fucking wonderful. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. But it's really frustrating because the whole thing that makes Flum's character arc so engaging is that they simultaneously are continuously introducing these characters that have nothing but Flum's best interests at heart, as the collective world has her worst interests at heart. So her, Flum the murderer here, right, being wanted posters as far as the eye can see. That's going to obviously piss her off, but every character that we get introduced to, it's like, oh my god, like, I loved you, like, what happened? It's like, oh, fuck that guy, like, he screwed your life over. So it's this nice balance of not making it super edgy to the point that just everything sucks and everything is getting worse and worse. She literally has a home in this economy. She's living with her future wife and her former best friend from a party. We got an acquaintance in the church. We got a character who looks like it could have been pulled straight out of ReZero. I mean, one of them is okay being in the cuck chair the whole time, which I think is actually hilarious because that truly is what it is. She loves watching these two, and I think that's such a funny addition. There's so many wholesome scenes. You would believe, like, well, what's actually, like, what's the struggle? What's the catch for the show? Like, what makes you want to continue the next episodes? Because after these moments, you go back to the real world, and the real world treats her like complete dog shit because of that slave mark. And what do? Oh, I get arrested and probably executed. I fight back, I'm gonna get executed if caught after. Like, there's very little, so it's good that we have these connections to help die down the temperature a bit. This one, it's just such a good fucking show. And honestly, the more characters that are on our side that we get introduced to, the more it just makes it feel like it's not completely helpless. If we're gonna see a girl who can get her limbs severed off and have to regrow them, you got to have some elements to help make us feel comfy too, and that's where I think a lot of these characters come in. And I mean, when we're going to deal with characters like this who can just grab a random blind girl off the street and say she's going to drink the poison or you're going to drink the poison, choose. I mean, it's a very sick environment, and I am interested because they do establish in this episode that there's like this experimentation happening to children, and what happened to her is she has these like magical tattoos going down her eyelids. So I'm not sure if there's any form of like laser eye surgery that or like laser tattoo surgery that could remove it if it's reversible. I mean, our blue-haired girl was talking about potentially investigating this, but that's very messed up that it doesn't matter if it's our own world or this world. Children are just getting the worst end of the sticks every fucking time, aren't they? It's a very sick environment, similar to our own, just with more magical bullshit. Like I say, that's where the wholesomeness comes in, because you need to have a bit of that if you're going to continuously drag us down further and further into the pits of hell. And I mean, I can already tell this man's going to merge in with his like diddler monster friends here, and we're going to have to fight him for sure, so that'll be fun to behead him when that time does come. But I just really like this show. Like, is it some 9, 10 out of 10 masterpiece? No. I think it's a borderline 8 out of 10, sometimes 7 out of 10. Very enjoyable show with some wholesome romance, some brutal scenes, but honestly, a fairly interesting plot that I just continuously want to see her overcome the impossible odds. And I don't know, man, because a lot of times shows like these that it's like, oh, people didn't really focus on. It honestly is just because the action's mid. Gotta be honest. Because people need gotta jingle the keys, gotta have flashy sounds and colors to keep your average audience member engaged. But I honestly feel like even just looking at the discussion in the general internet sphere, it just feels like there's such little attention put onto it. And I just feel like we failed as a community. If there's no hope for murderous lesbians, the anime community is truly cooked, isn't it? Probably not, but it is a shame because I really, really enjoy this show. You can let me know you've been thinking of this one. A lot has happened. They've had some slower moments, some exciting moments. Everyone's getting married, it feels like, with all the pairings that are being introduced, and I love to see it. Let me know your thoughts, so down below, drop a like, share your support, subscribe, ring that bell, and yes, my Patreon, you can catch my full live reactions to every single episode of Roll Over and Die, which, yes, does help fund the channel, so I gotta give those video shoutouts to my patrons, because without them, you wouldn't see these YouTube videos at all. Alright, so today we got Ashura, Thrilled Axis 709, Proof Space, SW Me, Ginger King, Nano Dog, and we also have Durosh, so I appreciate the support. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.